Anna woke up that spring morning with the first rays of sunlight filtering through the bedroom curtains, casting soft shadows on the walls. The bird's song mixed with the distant sound of city traffic, creating a familiar melody that made her feel at home. She stretched slowly, savoring the moment of peace before the day truly began. At 35, Anna had a life many would consider ideal. As a marketing manager at a prestigious technology company, she had worked hard to reach her position. Her marriage to Carlos, a creative and dedicated architect, was a constant source of support and love. Together, they had a daughter, Clara, who at 5 years old was the embodiment of joy and innocence. That morning, Anna went down to the kitchen where Carlos was already immersed in reading the newspaper. The aroma of fresh coffee filled the air, and Clara, with her boundless energy, ran into the kitchen, already planning her adventures for the day. "Mommy, today is a special day, isn't it?" Clara asked, with a smile that could melt any heart. Anna laughed, aware that her daughter was referring to her birthday, but unsuspecting of the surprise that awaited her. While preparing breakfast, Anna thought about the day's responsibilities. Her job was challenging, but she enjoyed the adrenaline of meeting deadlines and exceeding goals. The team was planning something for her birthday, but Anna imagined it would just be a small gesture, perhaps a cake at the end of the day. Carlos, on the other hand, was deeply involved in something much bigger. He had spent weeks organizing a surprise party, enlisting the help of close friends and family. Helena, Anna's stepmother, played a crucial role in the preparations, ensuring everything was perfect for the celebration. At the office, Anna's day went on as usual. Meetings followed one another, emails piled up, but none of it bothered her. She was used to the hectic pace and stood out for her ability to manage multiple tasks without losing her calm. Her colleagues admired her not only for her competence, but also for her friendliness and inspiring leadership. Meanwhile, Carlos and Anna's friends were busy transforming the house into a space for celebration. Balloons, lights, and a table full of delicious food took shape, creating a welcoming and festive environment. Helena, always attentive to details, made sure every element was in its rightful place, eager to see Anna's reaction. At the end of the day, Anna left the office feeling satisfied, but eager to get home and relax. The city's traffic was heavier than usual, and as she drove, Anna reflected on her life. She felt accomplished, but a subtle unease accompanied her, as if she sensed something was about to change. When she finally arrived home, Anna was greeted by an unusual silence. The room was shrouded in twilight, and for a brief moment she hesitated, thinking that perhaps Carlos and Clara were out. But before she could turn on the light, a chorus of voices exploded in unison. "Surprise!" The lights came on, revealing a room full of friends and family, all smiling and applauding. Anna was speechless, surprised, and moved by everyone's care and dedication. The room was vibrant with the energy of the guests, each bringing with them stories and memories that formed the tapestry of Anna's life. She moved among the groups, receiving warm hugs and words of affection, feeling enveloped by a wave of love and friendship that warmed her heart. The soft music and twinkling lights created a magical atmosphere, almost as if time had stopped to celebrate that special moment. Carlos, always attentive, was by Anna's side, introducing her to some new friends and ensuring she had everything she needed. "You deserve this, and much more," he said, looking into her eyes with a smile that seemed sincere. Anna returned the look, trying to ignore the persistent feeling that something was out of place. After all, it was her birthday, and she wanted to enjoy every second. Helena, who had always been a constant presence, was engaged in an animated conversation with some of Anna's friends. Noticing Anna's gaze, she waved and smiled, approaching with a glass of champagne. "The party is wonderful, dear. You really deserve it," said Helena, handing the glass to Anna. The relationship between them, though cordial, had always been marked by a certain distance, something Anna attributed to family complexities. As the night wore on, Anna found herself surrounded by laughter and lively conversations. Luisa, her childhood friend, was by her side, reminiscing about old stories and sharing news. "Remember that time in school when—" Luisa began. But Anna was distracted, her thoughts drifting to the strange feeling of unease she couldn't shake. "Are you okay, Anna?" Louisa asked, noticing her friend's distant expression. Anna hesitated, not wanting to spoil the night with her worries. "Yes. I'm just a little overwhelmed by all this. It's a lot of emotion," she replied, trying to convince herself. Louisa nodded, but the concerned look remained. Carlos climbed onto a small platform in the center of the room, calling everyone's attention for a toast. "I want to thank everyone for being here to celebrate the life of someone so special," he began, his voice firm and full of emotion. "Anna, you are the reason we wake up every day with a smile. Happy birthday." The applause filled the room, and Anna felt moved, even though a part of her heart was heavy with a worry she couldn't name. As the music resumed and the guests returned to socializing, Anna decided to take a moment for herself. She retreated to a quieter corner of the house, where she could observe the party without being seen. It was then that her phone vibrated in her pocket. Thinking it might be a congratulatory message from someone who couldn't attend, she picked it up. The message was from an unknown number, and what she saw left her breathless. It was a video, showing Carlos and Helena in an intimate situation, leaving no doubt about the type of relationship they had. The ground seemed to disappear beneath her feet, and the world around her went silent, as if time had stopped. Anna felt a wave of emotions, shock, anger, sadness, all at once. She tried to process what she was seeing, but her mind was in turmoil. The party continued around her, but for Anna, nothing else mattered. The party continued in full swing, but for Anna, everything seemed distant and hazy. The laughter and music transformed into an indistinct background as she tried to process the betrayal she had just witnessed. Every smile and word of affection she received that night now seemed like a cruel farce, a spectacle staged to mask the painful truth that Carlos and Helena had hidden from her. Anna needed a moment for herself, a space to breathe and think. With the excuse that she needed some fresh air, she stepped away from the crowd, heading to the backyard where the music was just a distant whisper. The night air was cold, but it helped clear her mind. She sat on a wooden bench, looking at the starry sky while trying to organize her thoughts. Carlos's betrayal was a devastating blow, but Helena's involvement made it even more unbearable. Helena, who had entered her life as a maternal figure after her mother's death, was someone Anna trusted. The pain of betrayal came not only from the act itself, but from the breakdown of trust and the unraveling of relationships she considered solid. As she sat there, Anna mentally revisited the past few months, searching for signs she might have ignored. Small moments that once seemed insignificant now took on new meaning. The excuses for coming home late, the whispers between Carlos and Helena that she attributed to party secrets, all fit into a pattern Anna didn't want to see. Determined not to let the situation crush her, Anna knew she needed to confront Carlos. There was no way to continue pretending everything was fine. With a heavy heart, she decided to return inside, where the party was still in full swing. The music, now louder, seemed to mock her pain, but Anna kept her head high. Upon finding Carlos, who was chatting with some friends, Anna asked him to accompany her to a more private place. Carlos, unsuspecting, followed her to the office, where Anna closed the door, creating a barrier between them and the rest of the world. "We need to talk," Anna said, her voice firm, but betraying the storm of emotions brewing beneath the surface. Carlos frowned, confused, but before he could respond, Anna showed him the video on her phone. The silence in the office was palpable, and Carlos turned pale upon realizing the gravity of the situation. "I can explain," Carlos began, but Anna interrupted him. "Explain what? How could you do this to me? To our family?" The pain and anger in her voice were undeniable, and Carlos, realizing there were no excuses sufficient to justify what he had done, simply lowered his head. Anna continued, her voice now more controlled. "I don't know what you expected to achieve with this, but I need you to leave. Now. I don't want you to come back until I know what to do with all this." Carlos tried to protest, but Anna was determined. She needed space to think, to decide the next steps without his presence. With Carlos out of the house, Anna felt a momentary relief. but the pain of betrayal still weighed on her heart. The party, which was supposed to be a celebration of her life, had turned into a nightmare from which she couldn't wake. Anna knew the coming days would be difficult. The morning after the party brought with it a sense of unreality. Anna woke up with sunlight filtering through the curtains, but the pain of the previous night still hung over her like a shadow. The silence of the house was deafening, a constant reminder of Carlos's absence and the betrayal she had discovered. Clara, still unaware of the storm that had hit the family, slept peacefully in her room. Anna knew she couldn't postpone the inevitable. She needed to confront Helena, someone who, despite their differences, had always been a significant presence in her life. The idea of confronting her stepmother filled her with anxiety, but also with a fierce determination to understand why it all happened. Helena, in turn, was at home, probably trying to muster the courage to speak with Anna. When the phone rang, Anna answered with a controlled but firm voice. "We need to talk," she said, without preamble. Helena agreed, and they arranged to meet at Anna's house, where they could speak without interruptions. When Helena arrived, Anna received her in the living room, where the daylight seemed to cast an unyielding glare on everything. The tension in the air was palpable, and both knew that conversation could forever change the dynamics of their lives. "I don't know where to start," Helena said, her voice laden with regret. Anna kept her gaze fixed on her, waiting for an explanation that might somehow make sense. "I didn't expect this to happen," Helena continued. "But Carlos and it was a terrible mistake, and I'm sorry for betraying your trust." Helena's confession brought a mix of emotions to Anna. Part of her wanted to scream, demand answers, while another part wanted to understand how someone so close could betray her trust so deeply. "How did this start?" Anna asked, her voice calmer than she felt inside. Helena sighed, looking at her intertwined hands. "It was a few months ago. Carlos was going through a tough time at work, and I was there to listen. One thing led to another, and before we knew it, we were involved in something that should never have happened." Anna listened, absorbing every word, every justification. But nothing seemed enough to explain the pain she felt. "You knew how much he meant to me, how much our family meant. How could you risk all that?" Anna's voice finally broke, revealing the pain she had kept under control. Helena had no answers, only excuses and regret. "I know nothing I say can fix what I did. I can only ask for forgiveness and hope that one day you can forgive me." Anna was silent for a moment, contemplating the implications of Helena's betrayal. For years, she had accepted Helena as part of her life, trusting her as a maternal figure. Now, that trust was irrevocably broken. "Forgiving won't be easy," Anna finally said, her voice firm. "But I need time to decide what this means for me. For us." With that, Anna ended the conversation, asking Helena to leave. She needed space to process everything, to understand how to move forward. With Helena gone, Anna felt a small sense of relief, but the pain persisted. She knew the road ahead would be difficult, full of complicated decisions and painful moments. With the house silent and Clara at school, Anna finally found a moment for herself. Sitting at the kitchen table, she mentally revisited the events of the past few days, trying to find some clarity amid the emotional chaos. She knew she needed to understand the extent of the betrayal and how it would affect her life moving forward. Determined not to be caught off guard again, Anna decided to investigate further. She began sifting through Carlos's emails and messages, looking for clues about when the affair started. What she found was painful, but necessary. There were messages exchanged between Carlos and Helena dating back months, full of empty promises and declarations of love that made her feel sick. Each new discovery was a blow to her heart, but Anna knew she needed to face the truth to move forward. She found records of meetings, flimsy excuses for business trips, and even expensive gifts Carlos had bought for Helena. It was as if a curtain had been lifted, revealing a reality Anna had never wanted to see. As she read those messages, Anna realized that not only had Carlos and Helena betrayed her trust, but also that some close people knew about the affair and chose not to tell her. This included some friends who were at the party, laughing and celebrating as if nothing was wrong. The feeling of isolation grew, and Anna realized she would need to reassess who was truly by her side. Determined not to let the betrayal define her, Anna decided to take control of the situation. She called her lawyer, seeking advice on the legal steps she could take. She wanted to ensure Clara was protected from all this confusion, while also starting to outline the terms of a possible separation. The conversation with the lawyer was straightforward and enlightening. Anna had rights, and it was important for her to know them. They discussed shared custody, division of assets, and how to protect Clara from any emotional upheaval. Although the process seemed daunting, Anna felt empowered knowing she had options and could fight for what was fair. Later that day, Anna met with Luisa, her childhood friend, for coffee. Luisa had always been a constant and reliable presence in her life, and Anna desperately needed someone she could trust. As she recounted everything she had discovered, Anna found unwavering support in Luisa. "I'm here for whatever you need," Luisa said, holding Anna's hand firmly. "I know it feels like the world is falling apart right now, but you're strong, Anna. You'll get through this." Luisa's words offered a comfort Anna didn't know she needed. Knowing she wasn't completely alone was a relief, and Luisa's friendship became an anchor amid the storm. With Luisa's support and legal advice, Anna began to chart a plan for the future. She knew she would have to face Carlos again, establish new rules and boundaries, and ensure that Clara was the primary focus of any decision she made. The betrayal still hurt, but Anna was determined not to let it define her. Instead, she saw this situation as an opportunity to start over, to build a new and more authentic life for herself and her daughter. As the day came to an end, Anna felt a new determination growing. The days that followed were a mix of confrontations and revelations for Anna. The news of Carlos and Helena's betrayal began to spread among friends and family, turning her life into a minefield of emotions and judgments. Every social interaction seemed fraught with tension, and Anna felt constantly on the defensive, ready to protect herself from pitying looks or veiled criticisms. The first major external battle occurred at a family lunch, which Anna reluctantly decided to attend. It was a monthly tradition, and she knew her absence would raise suspicions. Upon arrival, she felt the curious glances and heard the whispers that followed her. Carlos was also present, and the tension between them was palpable. During lunch, the conversation inevitably turned to what everyone was thinking but few dared to mention directly. It was Helena, with a trembling voice, who finally broke the stifling silence. "Anna, I know it's difficult, but we need to talk about this. We can't pretend nothing happened." The room fell silent, all eyes fixed on Anna, waiting for her reaction. She took a deep breath, feeling the pressure of the moment. "I'm not here to air dirty laundry in front of everyone," Anna replied, her voice calm but firm. "But since we're talking about it, I want everyone to know that I'm handling the situation in the best way possible to protect my daughter and myself." Carlos tried to intervene, but Anna raised her hand to stop him. "I don't want to hear excuses or justifications now. This is between us, and we'll resolve it privately." The tension in the room was almost tangible, but Anna maintained her composure. She knew she needed to be strong, not just for herself, but also to show Clara that even in the face of adversity, it was possible to maintain dignity and strength. After lunch, Anna met with some friends who had been at the birthday party. She needed to know who knew about the affair and why no one had said anything. The answers varied, but all pointed to an attempt to protect Anna from a pain that, inevitably, came to light. "We thought it was just a phase, that Carlos would end it," explained one of the friends, with a guilty look. "We didn't want to hurt you." Anna listened, but the pain of betrayal was hard to ignore. She felt betrayed not only by Carlos and Helena, but also by those who chose silence. "I appreciate the concern, but I deserve to know. Now, I need to decide who truly belongs in my life moving forward." These conversations were difficult, but necessary. Anna began to realize who her true friends were, those willing to support her without reservation. Luisa, as always, was by her side, offering a sympathetic ear and words of encouragement. As she navigated these external conflicts, Anna also began to reorganize her professional life. She threw herself into work, finding in it a source of stability and control amid personal chaos. Her colleagues noticed her renewed determination and, unaware of the details, offered support and understanding. Over time, Anna began to feel a sense of relief. Each confrontation and difficult conversation brought her closer to truth and freedom. Anna's routine had transformed into a delicate balance between facing external challenges and dealing with internal storms. The nights were especially difficult, when the silence of the house amplified the echoes of her worries and doubts. Amidst it all, Clara was her anchor, a constant reminder of the need to move forward. Anna spent hours reflecting on what had happened, trying to understand how her life had changed so drastically. Carlos and Helena's betrayal was not just a breach of trust, but also an opportunity to reevaluate her choices and priorities. In moments of introspection, Anna wondered if there were signs she had ignored, if she had been so focused on maintaining the facade of a perfect life that she didn't notice the cracks forming underneath. These thoughts led her to revisit old memories, moments when she might have felt something was off, but chose to ignore it for the sake of family harmony. There was pain in acknowledging these failures, but also a liberation in accepting that the past couldn't be changed, only learned from. One night, during a moment of reflection, Anna decided to open a journal, something she hadn't done since her teenage years. In it, she began writing not only about her recent experiences, but also about her fears, hopes, and desires for the future. The words flowed, bringing clarity and a sense of purpose she hadn't felt in a long time. Writing became a nightly ritual, a way to organize her thoughts and find strength in her own words. Through the pages of the journal, Anna began to outline a path for herself, a plan to rebuild her life with authenticity and integrity. One of the most pressing dilemmas for Anna was deciding what to do about Carlos. Although anger and pain were still present, she knew she needed to find a way to coexist for Clara's sake. Her daughter's well-being was her priority, and Anna was determined to create a safe and loving environment for her. The idea of forgiveness began to emerge in her reflections, not as an absolution for Carlos or Helena, but as a gift to herself. Anna realized that forgiving didn't mean forgetting or minimizing what had happened, but rather freeing herself from the weight of bitterness and allowing herself to move forward. With this new perspective, Anna began to consider the possibility of an honest conversation with Carlos, not to rekindle the relationship, but to establish a foundation of mutual respect as co-parents to Clara. She knew it would be a difficult conversation, but she was ready to face this challenge with the same determination she had applied to other aspects of her life. At work, Anna found a renewed sense of purpose. Projects that once seemed routine were now seen as opportunities for growth and personal fulfillment. Her colleagues noticed the change, admiring her resilience and ability to lead with empathy and efficiency. As Anna navigated these internal dilemmas, she also began to explore new activities that helped her reconnect with who she was before all the turmoil. Yoga classes, nature walks, and meetings with old friends became part of her routine, helping her find balance and peace amid the chaos. Anna woke up that morning with a renewed sense of determination. She knew the day would be decisive, a turning point in her journey of overcoming and self-discovery. She had decided it was time to have the frank conversation with Carlos, something she had been postponing, but now seemed inevitable and necessary. The morning went on as usual, with Clara getting ready for school and Anna organizing her work schedule. However, beneath the routine, a silent tension hung in the air. Anna had arranged to meet Carlos in the late afternoon, at a discreet cafe where they could talk without interruptions. With Clara at school and work underway, Anna spent the day mentally revisiting what she wanted to say. There was no script, just the certainty that she needed to express her feelings and set clear boundaries for the future. The idea was not to rekindle the relationship, but to find common ground so they could be effective and respectful co-parents. When she finally arrived at the cafe, Anna found Carlos already seated, looking distractedly out the window. Upon seeing her, he stood up, offering a hesitant smile. Anna returned the gesture but kept a serious expression, indicating that this would not be an easy conversation. After the initial greetings, Anna got straight to the point. "Carlos, I'm not here to discuss the past. What happened was painful, but we need to look forward, for Clara's sake." Her voice was calm but laden with determination. Carlos nodded, seeming relieved that Anna had taken the initiative. "I know I made a mistake, and I don't expect you to forgive me. I just want us to find a way to move forward without Clara suffering more than she already has." Carlos's words were sincere, and Anna recognized in them a genuine desire to repair, at least in part, the damage caused. "We need to be clear about how we're going to handle this," Anna continued. "Clara needs stability and love, and that means we need to be adults about this situation." The conversation flowed surprisingly smoothly. Both agreed to maintain open and respectful communication, always prioritizing Clara's well-being. They discussed visitation schedules, shared responsibilities, and how they would inform Clara about the new family dynamics in a sensitive and age-appropriate manner. With each decision made, Anna felt a weight being lifted from her shoulders. The clarity and mutual respect that emerged from that conversation were a testament to her ability to overcome pain and find a constructive path. After the meeting, Anna walked through a nearby park, reflecting on what had just happened. The conversation with Carlos not only brought a sense of closure, but also opened the door to new possibilities in her life. She felt lighter, more free to focus on her own growth and happiness. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with shades of orange and pink, Anna realized she was at peace. For the first time in a long time, she felt in control of her own life, ready to embrace the future with courage and optimism. The betrayal had been a devastating blow, but it also served as a catalyst for deep and necessary changes. Anna was stronger. The meeting with Carlos had been an important step for Anna, but she knew there was still much to do to rebuild her life. With clarity and mutual respect established, Anna felt more confident to move forward and make the necessary decisions to create a new beginning for herself and Clara. In the days that followed, Anna began implementing changes that had been postponed. The first was the search for a new home. The place she shared with Carlos was filled with memories, both good and painful, and Anna felt she needed a space that reflected the new phase of her life. With Luisa's help, she started visiting apartments in the city, looking for a place that fit her needs and budget. After a few weeks of searching, Anna found a cozy apartment in a quiet neighborhood. It was smaller than the house she had lived in before, but it had everything she and Clara needed: a sunny room for Clara, a modern kitchen, and a cozy living room where they could create new memories. Signing the lease was a moment of personal victory, a symbol of her independence and determination. While organizing the move, Anna also began reevaluating her career. Although she loved her job, she felt it was time to seek new challenges that inspired and motivated her. Leveraging her experience and skills, Anna began exploring consulting opportunities, something that would allow her more flexibility and time to dedicate to Clara. The transition to the new apartment was a mix of emotions. Clara, always curious and adaptable, was excited about decorating her new room and exploring the neighborhood. Anna, on the other hand, felt a twinge of nostalgia leaving the old home behind, but also a renewed excitement for what was to come. With the support of friends and family, the move was completed without major issues. Anna and Clara quickly adapted to the new space, transforming it into a home full of love and hope. The walls began to fill with photos and drawings by Clara, each representing a step on the path to healing and renewal. Anna also decided to resume hobbies she had set aside, like painting. Sunday afternoons became moments of creativity and relaxation, where she and Clara painted together, their laughter filling the apartment with contagious joy. These activities not only strengthened the bond between mother and daughter, but also helped Anna rediscover parts of herself that had been forgotten. At work, Anna began exploring new ideas and projects, taking advantage of the freedom consulting provided. Her colleagues noticed the change, admiring her ability to reinvent herself and lead with passion and innovation. Anna felt fulfilled, knowing she was building a career that reflected her values and ambitions. As the months passed, Anna noticed that the pain of betrayal was slowly being replaced by a sense of peace and contentment. She had learned to forgive, not only Carlos and Helena but also herself, for any blindness or past mistakes. With this forgiveness came the freedom to move forward, to embrace the future with hope and confidence. Anna knew the road ahead would still have its challenges, but she was ready to face them with the strength and resilience she had cultivated. With the move finally completed and the new routine established, Anna began to feel a lightness she hadn't experienced in a long time. The new apartment quickly became a welcoming home, a refuge where she and Clara could create new memories without the weight of the past. One of the most gratifying aspects of this new phase was the freedom Anna found in her career. The transition to consulting proved to be not only financially viable, but also emotionally rewarding. Anna was working on projects that truly inspired her, helping companies develop more authentic and effective marketing strategies. This change not only revitalized her passion for work, but also gave her the flexibility needed to be present in Clara's life. Clara, in turn, was thriving in her new environment. The school was close to home, and she quickly made friends in the neighborhood. Anna watched with pride and joy as Clara adapted to the new routine, always curious and full of energy. Afternoons were spent at the park, where Clara ran freely, and Anna took the opportunity to reflect on everything she had achieved. Weekends became precious moments of connection and fun. Anna and Clara explored the city together, discovering new cafes, museums, and parks. Each adventure was an opportunity to strengthen their bond and create memories that would last forever. Anna also began participating in a support group for single parents, where she found a community of people who understood her struggles and triumphs. At one of these meetings, Anna met Raphael, a single father who quickly became a close friend. Raphael was kind and understanding, someone who had gone through similar challenges and offered a fresh and encouraging perspective. Conversations with him were easy and natural, and Anna found herself looking forward to their weekly meetings. Over time, the friendship between Anna and Raphael began to evolve into something more. There was undeniable chemistry between them, but both were cautious, aware of the scars they carried. Anna, however, was open to exploring this new possibility, something she hadn't imagined so soon after the separation. As her personal life flourished, Anna also began to get involved in community projects, something she had always wanted to do but never found the time for. She volunteered at a local organization that helped women re-enter the workforce, offering mentorships and workshops on marketing and career development. This experience not only connected her with other inspiring women, but also reinforced her own sense of purpose and fulfillment. Anna's new beginning was more than just a change of address or career. It was a complete transformation, a rebirth that led her to rediscover her passions, values, and inner strength. The betrayal that had almost destroyed her life now seemed like a distant chapter, a reminder that even in the most difficult circumstances, it's possible to find hope and renewal. With each passing day, Anna felt more connected to herself and the world around her. She was learning to live with authenticity and courage, embracing every opportunity for growth and happiness. She knew there would still be challenges. Time passed quickly, and with it, Anna felt the consolidation of all the changes she had implemented in her life. The new apartment, her work as a consultant, and her growing friendship with Raphael had become integral parts of her routine, bringing a balance and satisfaction she hadn't experienced in a long time. On a sunny afternoon, while Clara played in the park, Anna allowed herself a moment of reflection. Sitting on a bench, watching her daughter run and laugh with her friends, Anna thought about how her life had changed since that fateful birthday night. Carlos and Helena's betrayal, which once seemed like an insurmountable abyss, was now just a distant memory, a catalyst for the transformation she had embraced. Anna opened her journal, which had become a constant companion, and began writing about the lessons she had learned throughout her journey. The first and most important was about resilience. She discovered she was capable of rising again, no matter how devastating the blow. The pain had taught her the importance of self-compassion and patience with herself. Another fundamental lesson was about the importance of forgiveness. Forgiving Carlos and Helena didn't mean forgetting or minimizing what they had done, but rather freeing herself from the weight of anger and resentment. It was a gift Anna gave herself, allowing her to move forward without the chains of the past. Her friendship with Raphael also brought valuable insights about love and trust. With him, Anna learned that it was possible to open up again, even after such a deep betrayal. Raphael was patient and understanding, respecting the time and space Anna needed to heal her wounds. Together, they were building something genuine and promising, based on mutual respect and support. Anna also reflected on her role as a mother. Clara had been a constant source of joy and motivation, and Anna was determined to create a safe and loving environment for her. The changes she had implemented in her life were largely to ensure that Clara grew up in a home full of love and stability. As she wrote, Anna realized how much she had grown and changed. The path hadn't been easy, but each challenge overcome had made her stronger and more confident. She had learned the importance of surrounding herself with people who truly cared, those who stood by her in the toughest moments. With the sun beginning to set, painting the sky in golden hues, Anna closed the journal and looked at Clara, who was running toward her with a radiant smile. Hugging her daughter, she felt grateful for all the blessings in her life, even those that came disguised as challenges. Anna's life was far from perfect, but it was authentic and full. She had learned to value every moment, every small victory, and to find beauty in imperfections. She was ready for whatever came next, knowing she had the strength and wisdom to face any obstacle. As they walked back home, hand in hand, Anna felt a deep sense of peace and fulfillment. The future was uncertain, but she was prepared to embrace it with courage and hope. The journey of self-discovery and overcoming had reached a point of balance, and Anna was ready to begin a new chapter. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment to support the channel.